Hello. Happy 4th of July. I'm just hearing the bing bongs outside. I think it just got dark too. Oh, there goes Tate. Abigail! Try not to yell into the microphone. Iris! What's up? We're gonna try to get around Measurehead in a measured way. Oh no. What time? What the? Oh, we're in a dream. Happy 4th of July. You know, if there was not already a stream today, I was gonna stream Red Dead because 4th of July is the reason that cowboys exist. But we have them. We have to go find our gun. What's up, Barry? Almost forgot we were dreaming. It's me. It'll be Sunday.
The scent of your childhood.
Sunday. I have not accidentally. Well, I did lose my gun and my badge. I don't know if those are crimes, but you remember the scent of your childhood. I was born in a hospital where people usually die. Wow, what is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I remember
Do
nothing.
you remember
Hey Tris,
your
what's
wife's
up?
hand on your face?
Tell me what this is. I'm a rock star, come on. I'm not answering this before you tell me. You said, who? What? I left. I was left.
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs? Between her legs and in her mouth?
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life? That's right, funky baby.
Funky baby.
And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you.
I see we're starting out spicy.
Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get them all back.
No,
I got
it's
Kim.
gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What's Elysium?
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
We need to calm down a little bit, sir.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I can absolutely come back from
You're
this.
not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word
Ancient
dream
reptilian
now.
brain?
Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry. this unnourishing? There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
What? No, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before.
I have a disco
Just
ball.
think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
My clothes are on. I mean, you can see I'm wearing a nice raincoat. But I do have a disco ball, speaking of the disco ball hanging Harry right now, that I plan to put somewhere in here. I just don't know where. This my mom went to Indiana last month, and then she picked up an antique disco ball on the way back because, you know, Kentucky is known for making disco balls.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
It's pretty big. It's not in here, otherwise I would show it to you. It's in my closet in my room. Come on, Harry.
Good going, buddy.
Yeah! Rockstar! Oh my god. The hell was that? I just had the most beautiful dream. Uplifting, rejuvenating.
Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell is going
You
on with
mean,
me?
why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this.
I didn't even drink any
Detectives
alcohol.
need to be able to think.
Why is this happening? I feel super good.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
Guess
You're
it's
too
time
weak
for Monty
say
to write
no
for real.
now. Waking up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
Wait. What is speed? I need to get more of it. Then detecting is my life. No, I can take this. I am not going looking for
Are you
speed.
sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
Nah, because I'm looking at my draft one right now. You're fine. That's a lie. I can do without speed.
Suit yourself. Slow, sad shell man.
Could we jump over that cliff to get our jacket if we did the speed?
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too in.
Good Spanish-sounding names that don't look stupid. There's gotta
The
be a
mirror
way.
hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the expression.
You could just do what all the cool kids do, like me, and name stuff after Latin.
The window stands broken.
You know. Cave Mortem. Catus Silvis. Terra Santis. I'm trying to remember what else I have in there. Cul-de-sac de culo? You mean cul-de-sac de cuno? I'm glad we did not wake up naked today.
The door is closed. Still nothing. You should punch a fucking hole in it. The murmur in your ears.
Hey, Abigail, did you punch the door open? I need to know. Did you force your way into our neighbor's house? Oh my gosh, there are so many people. I know, because you're a civilized cop, but you could have punched the door down while also not wearing pants. Oh, hey, Kim, what's up? He just ran over to me.
Morning.
It's not a crime if I am the law.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
They do look rowdy. What do you mean, rowdy? Are these men Garteg told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot.
Oh yeah, don't
Sorry,
forget we
I
have to
had
go
a
and
rough
visit
night
What's-His-Face at
It's
21 an
them
hour.
by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about. Everything points to the dock workers union. The belt used for hanging him. The circumstances in Martinez. My preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them. And I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys.
The Hardy
who are
Boys.
responsible for state policing. I think it's them. That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
He's
Of
not
course.
exaggerating about that mortal danger, just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises.
One more thing before
Let's
we do.
roll.
We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you...
Mommy patty cakes. Fought Measurehead in 1.
Just a moment.
That's pretty
She's
much all I know.
agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The
Oh, yeah,
closest
'cause
phone
she-
booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
Because she in her first game, or her earlier game, I don't know if she's still playing the same game or not, is the next time that she had to restart since... I have no idea if when she's playing. But, and the first time that she played, she made her dude super intelligent and put, like, all of her points into intelligence. And then this time she made him a dumbie, but he's got a bunch of physical strength. And so she beat him up.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway.
Punch,
I'm glad to see you
basically.
again, dear.
Everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Wait, what's wrong?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later.
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also
Yeah, Tris,
hoping
I got-
she'd heard from Morel.
I told my mom she would enjoy this game. Which she is. She said she is having a good time. Has your husband gone
That's
missing
just
before?
it. This isn't like him at all.
Cryptozoologist,
He always plans his
wife.
expeditions so carefully.
Guys, this woman's wife is selling NF zebras.
You have more important things to worry about.
What is the expedition your husband is finding new freaking NFTs?
Just
He
some
sells
field
them
work,
monkey
sweetie.
pics.
Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
They didn't find the
water
NFTs.
lock.
They got
That was
arrested, that's
broken.
why.
Could this be it?
Wait, who's this Gary person do you trust? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
What about Merda? Though that's not a slur, that's just a cuss word. And I know Merda's Italian. I'm sort of guessing here. I've only heard hitmen say Merda.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
There you go. See, I told you. I told you that I knew it was Italian. I was just guessing it was close enough.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
He is so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired and it's cold out there. So your husband is kind of...
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology.
Lena is gonna
one
cancel
specializing
him.
in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
Suggestion. Maybe you could convince her to tell you more about the cool cryptids. The cool
Oh
cryptids.
dear.
Abigail's
I'm
a
not
cool
sure where to
cryptid.
begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but
I'm not
his
using
eyes
her.
are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work.
She is
He's quite gentle.
obviously offering me information, and I told her I would help her find her husband. If I were to try and meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
I have no idea if we'll find her husband.
We'll be celebrating our
He could have
16th
been eaten by a
anniversary this
cryptid.
autumn.
I mean, Abigail. I mean, a
Not the
cryptid.
most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful. Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating, but I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
It will count as a
The
cryptid
lieutenant
encounter,
gives
yes.
you a sideways
Because
glance.
Abigail is the coolest cryptid. Now, I want to hear about the insect. You're right. I don't have time for the insect facts.
Of course, dear.
You're an enthusiastic idiot, but you're still an idiot.
Thanks,
We don't
Brain.
have time for Cryptozoology 101. Let's get back to work, shall we?
Fine. Be that way.
Can I help you?
About my bill tonight.
Got the 20 real? Then why are you
Okay, fine. Fine. I have 12 almost, okay? Tomatoes so thinly sliced you can see through them. Hello?
Let me handle this.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
I knew you were not a gardener.
That's right. I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
I'm here to do my
Not
job.
a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't. What are we going to do to you? The Union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress. Aggressive, you make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We'll let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
Titus,
So ask
wait
what
your
you came
turn.
to ask, or get back to your commanders.
The world needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. The privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. It's cool. Maybe you're just not historic individuals. Are we drunk? I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are union plans? There we go.
Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
Yeah, maybe I am. You don't know. You don't know, lady. Look at me. Look at how I'm dressed. It's called a beer at lunch. Kuno, get out of here.
Fuck does Kuno care?
He's on your
Gosh
crime
darn
scene,
it.
bossing you around. And he's been here for
Mark's
some time
patty
too.
cake. I mean,
This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him.
have
He
you
could be useful.
have you heard of the Friday night reads? Mark's the goddess is infiltrating. Want to help the RCM bust a murder? Kuno, listen. I know this boundary pushing thing is new to you, but it's old news to me. You think you can turn the Kuno down for a moment? Let's talk like normal people. If we steal from the
no.
bourgeoisie, it's not a crime.
What are you? Fucking
True.
mentally handicapped?
Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now.
Nah.
See, Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer.
But what
Kuno
about the
doesn't
hammer and
fucking
sickle?
care.
Fine. Be that way. Kuno? More like... loser. Got him. I'm an adult. Okay, what?
The tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
How can we improve this? It says so far fair. Okay, so what if? No. Leave that for now. What if? I should do a quick save so that I can just redo it if I fail. What can we do to raise our... No. No. We don't have anything that raises that stat. That minus is a stat, so we can remove those. And now we're not wearing any pants. There you go. What if...
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm,
Whoa.
and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something. Soft, yet crinkly. Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar. Not familiar in a good way, you might say. There's pain in there somewhere.
We just put on pants and found a candy wrapper.
There it is again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon.
Oh no, this sounds
Smells
like
like
drugs.
the end of some distant summer. The surface of another planet, or some ancient temple.
Ancient temple, end of summer.
Bitter, citrus,
Better not
sweet.
get another
It
high.
seems to grow stronger, like a glow, with every breath you take. Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes. Made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Your heart working overtime.
We just got an
trying
ability to
keep
learn
up
a new
with the
thought.
panicked synapses firing all over your brain, moving liters of blood through you, panicking. The sun sets into the sea, but the water does not boil. Instead, it turns to liquid gold. For a moment, the world's store of precious metals seems to increase dramatically, and you are rich. There is a movement next to you.
I am
The
fruity.
shuffle
You're
of
right,
a small
Chris.
coat, warm like the evening. But when you turn toward it, there's nothing there.
Come
Why
back!
are you talking to a gun wrapper? Yes, from the height of antiquity, a long, long time ago, millennia ago.
Those are
on
the
an
only
island
options.
of time
Here we go.
you can never return to.
Only two options. Pick your team. Ugh.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings
Is that number
is
lower?
still caught on the railing.
Loads.
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM
Nope, that was a higher number. Okay, let's trade these pants and then make a run for it. See if we can do
tarpaulin
this.
cloak with possible RCM markings
Yeah!
is still caught on the railing. As you leap in the air, a chilly breeze engulfs you, sharpening your senses.
Let the senses take in the world. Oh. Oh.
As the concrete floor welcomes you, you realize it's been a while since you felt so alive.
I knew you could do it. My climbing down might not have been as disco as your jump, but at least we can
Kim
explore
is
the
like-
harbor now.
Kim is like, why did you just... You could have just
With your
shimmied.
feet firmly planted on the concrete, the noise of the harbor rushes back in.
You could have just shimmied, bro. Taking it. Heck yeah! Okay, what is this? What does our current jacket do? 1 endurance. I have no idea what these do. Bonus from thoughts is a -1. Okay, let's go and learn a thought, maybe. We gotta decide what kind of thought we want. Derealization. Not advanced race theory. Finger pistol, that's right. We gotta learn the finger gun. We gotta learn Yusuke Urameshi's. Also, we are still learning the magnesium-based life form, so that we can self-sustain as a hobo cop. Happy 4th, Semantic Dragon. I feel like we also need this. I have no idea what it does, but you know. Collecting rainwater. As you do. Cigarettes, numerous empty bottles. Gimme. Nope.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, Rene Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty...
Nothing
Oops, sorry,
incriminating
bro.
catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, Rene, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera.
Why did you take that picture of René? You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure. As long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
All around you, great machines of quiescence. White pine trees are printed onto the screen covering. Looks like a forest under snow. Triss is hilarious. You see faded industrial lettering on the platform. Actually, there is a collection of very hilarious and talented people in here. I feel like I'm gonna make a mistake touching random things. Like this
A
button.
rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Marche. On. Arrête. Off.
Uh-oh, guys. Hydration queen. I've heard the term. Everyone wants to become Florida. Well, not everyone, but alligators. Oh, man.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts
We're gonna kill
overhead,
somebody.
moving a massive metal container through the air.
Well, you know. You keep people aware of the necessity to drink. Also, I don't know what it is. Maybe because I actually exercised today. But water tastes really good right now.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Purpose? What do you mean?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
You were too nervous. I make a lot of stupid decisions and just go, YOLO.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Is this like your thing with that wall again?
Yes.
You do? Because I don't.
Why not?
There are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It was hanging from a crane. Maybe there's contraband in here?
You just picked one out because you wanted to interact with a cargo container.
No.
We're not here to interact with containers. We are here to get the body down from the tree.
Kim.
No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside.
Him is being a
the container.
killjoy.
You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
Persuade to open the door? Are we gonna try to talk the door open?
Why
Dang it.
are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Well, you know. You know what they say about rhetoric and doors.
Because what wasn't an option?
Using my body over my
Now
wits.
is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours.
Magnesium-based life form. We tell them, hell no.
Yeah.
You're about to become a magnesium-based life form. The age of the primitive carbon man is done. No longer must mankind rely on slow-working background
Friggin'
radiation to
primitive
take us further
carbon man.
into our genetic destiny. This is the era of guided evolution, and magnesium is the key. You are the first of your species. The next step in human evolution. An advanced magnesium proto-man who mags it up, drinks it down, and sniffs it sideways.
Freaking never gonna get drunk. Oh, I needed to look at what my bonuses were. I forgot to check to see what kind of bonuses that came with. Volition. One less logic. Okay, well, we're gonna finger... Do we want a finger gun? We're finger gunning it. It's time. I think we might unlock another one. Let's go. We got a skill point. Let's get another one. Do we want to smell like apricots? Or do we want derealization? Rigorous self-critique? You're one sorry piece of shit. Oh, well, thank you. This is like the most important of all thoughts, the one that you truly must complete. Well, I mean, obviously. Obviously. We can do critical self-critique with our next upgrade, because I don't think we have any more points. So we'll unlock another spot for self-critiquing later. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. Great machines are sleeping. A pile of cargo belts. musk of oil and rust comes from the Katsuo. Ooh, gloves. Half-light. What do we got? What does half-light do? Physical base. Yes, we love Abby regardless of anything. Industrial-sized thermos. Smell like a burnt coffee. Oh, look, we are slowly shaping up. The banner sags under the weight.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
Drake. Good night. Have a good one, Iris. Thanks for hanging out.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with people and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're you.
Oh,
right?
yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
What are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder.
Keep the amazement to yourself.
Sure is, mister. Sure is. Really livens up the place. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I hate to break this bonding moment, but the red containers mean they are replacing the company livery with the union livery, which means this strike isn't gonna stop anytime soon.
Where is everyone? The harbor is empty.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate. But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into?
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling them to take some time off.
But what did he actually do? Did they kill someone?
No, I don't think they killed anyone. Let's better talk about something else. Titus and his boys do good work. I don't want to get them in trouble over a little drinking. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood. Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martini's what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys. Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course. Bye-bye now.
The coffee in giant thermos is still lukewarm. stair made of pallets is leading up. Look at this large man. Got a swordfish on the wall. Taxidermied fish that tells time.
Before you is a walrus
my
of a man
gosh.
seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you, with a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat. I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Kim is like, I.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Why are you calling me Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
It's nothing. Yes, that's probably right. It's nothing. Forget about it. Filter it out.
Very well, Mr.
I don't
Dubois.
sit.
I respect a man with strong convictions. I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
You're no Titan affiliation, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Mr. Dubois, I hope time is on your side this time. Please, take a seat. Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat.
Fine.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia
Am I gonna
today?
die? You just said, well.
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world.
This chair is
It's
so bad, it
violating your
pained
backside.
my behind.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Take the comically large check. Take the comically large check, but don't say anything. Keep it, I'm good. I'll take it.
Don't mention it. But also don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo.
This is what he's doing.
Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
I would appreciate any help.
Are you all
provide.
right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right.
Tell me what
It's
the
not
gun
like
is.
you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded. God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry
No.
because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with
Kuno
it.
gonna shoot himself.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois!
I'm a
Harry!
magnesium-based life form. Calm down. Like a jello shot, there is no Harry's. Let your mind go to a safe place.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something?
Yes.
Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Don't be dramatic. I can see your condition isn't terminal.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
I want to talk about the hanging. I met Joyce, the company representative. What's in the container that's outside the office?
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
I've opened a few doors in my life. Miss Kim, is it true? Are we door-opening machines?
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
I don't believe that.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging. Why don't you just open it yourself? Whose door is it?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry.
It's kind of oxymoronical to be a hardened socialist and a free thinker.
Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Look. This is the name of the game right now, because Lawn Boy is like full of rants from a lazy person complaining about not wanting to work. You called me Mr. Dubois. Could you help me get the body out?
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my.
He's moodier
Don't
than
take this
Murph.
question personally.
But yes.
But why would I get involved in this matter?
He keeps breaking whatever scene he's in to just go on a rant.
Mr. Clare, the man
Oh
was
my
armed with a
gosh.
cargo belt. A
Oh,
steel reinforced
I thought of
cargo
you
belt.
specifically with
It's
it.
safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder.
Because it specifically reads like an upper middle class person who is imagining what a working class person looks like. Because the main character of this book is poor and a landscaper. But the way that he talks, he's like judging everybody, and it sounds like what somebody who's had money all their life and has lived comfortably all their life thinks what it's like to be poor. Yes, Semantic Dragon. The one from earlier. Also, he was pulling some Mr. Nice Guy, where his friend was like, look, I work for Le Schwab, and I make like $32K a year. And, and I want pussy. And he was like, that's kind of misogynistic, bro.
Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
But I thought of you, and I thought of Stacy specifically while reading it, yes. The belt thing.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you.
No, it's not as bad as some of the books. I
my
can just
boy,
am getting.
I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down.
I can very specifically say that Out of Darkness made me very angry reading it.
And, Jean, please take it easy with the race signs. He's had enough of that. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you. Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone.
I don't think I posted about Out of Darkness while I was reading it. I read it last week, after putting off reading it for a week and a half. Then it took me a week to read it because I didn't want to touch it. And every day that I had anything to do with that book, it was just a bad day. Including the day... Sunday? Sunday. When I recorded it, it was still a bad day. And then yesterday when I edited it.
Your gun
But I don't
will
think I
be
talked
found,
about
Harry.
it in the server.
Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Should he really be holding my gun hostage? I will not be blackmailed with this gun business!
Harry! I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood.
But yeah, with Out of Darkness, it uses... Nothing is happening the entire time. The whole middle section is just hanging out. It's definitely misery porn. It glorifies misery at the end. There's a call to action at the end. It uses every single trope that you could possibly imagine with it rammed into this book.
Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
The choices in the book also make no sense for any of the characters. It's just momentarily whatever is convenient to torture Naomi the most. So, like, in one case, I shouldn't say in one case because it was in multiple cases, one of the choices that the author made is that every time as it builds, the main character's stepfather has sexually abused her. And so he's interested in her. Her mother is dead. And oh my gosh. I always start talking about it and I'm like, I have so much information to be like, this doesn't make any sense. But so he sexually abused her as a child until she bit him. Yeah, it is the one with Naomi. Did I talk about the one with Naomi? I think I asked about if this was normal because I was trying to figure out if it was considered normal in 1937 to marry your stepchild. See, I blocked it out. I blocked it out. But so for the majority of the book, it acts like it's normal with her friends and her neighbors and her pastor, even like cheering on that they get married and giving them the blessing. But then she agrees to it later. And she tells her dad, we can't let anybody know because they'll all think that it's weird. Meanwhile, everybody else, up until that moment, was like, oh yeah, it's normal, it's fine. Post-traumatic darkness is so true. Oh my gosh.
Are you sure
It's over.
we are working
That
on
review
locating
goes
the
up on
missing
Thursday
Sandal
and it's
as well?
over.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in
Now
this
let's
harbor.
do something better than
I
that.
couldn't
Let's play this
possibly
game.
remember what's in all of them.
Is there something special about it? It was attached to the Falson train.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count
Thanks,
containers
Crumble.
with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You
Right.
should at least try convincing it.
I can appreciate that Lawn Boy is just not as bad as other things. It is just very specific in the voice of the author.
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry. My God, so it's true.
I tried to
didn't
smooth
want to
talk
believe
open
it,
doors.
but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It's true. My memory is a bit hazy. My memory is fine. I'm just
So good to hear that, Harry.
Yeah.
Apparently my sources were wrong.
Your sources
However,
are wrong.
if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Euphemism?
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Where did you get that folder? What kind of cop does it say I am? Do I have a wife? Where do I have?
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
I thought you were Harry. Okay.
And I can work with you, Harry. Now, what else can I do for you?
Yeah, where
But of course, Harry. Your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy. A long way from home, but that's okay. Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
I'd be a great father.
Well, yes. I'm sure you're going to make one little boy or a girl very happy and proud one day, Harry.
Yes.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. Is he trying to hide that it's not a real RCM folder? It certainly doesn't have the RCM stamp on it.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age.
What are you implying? I am at peak abilities?
Yes, Harry. You are obviously in peak physical condition.
I am.
And I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess.
As you should.
Very impressive, Harry. Very impressive. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. Wait, you need this to get in and out through the gate.
Oh, thanks. I was wondering how I was supposed to. Great! Wouldn't want to get stuck in here.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Speaker tower is silent. There is no work organization in the yard. Hey, money. We did hit a check. Where do we go with this check? Wait, can we sell it? Supposedly exchanges for 25 real at your local Friddle store. Okay, so we gotta go to Friddle to get that money. Wait, can I go and try and charm that door open again?
You're back before the cargo container.
Nope. The radio is emitting a strange buzzing sound. Giant aspirant on the pillow, a pattern of coffee rings on the armrest. Someone is habitually chilling it next to the radio. A book, Laffoon. Someone left the coffee machine on. A standard office file cabinet. Drawers seem to be locked. Postcard, Le Jardin 21. Magnesium. Do I really need magnesium? I am a magnesium-based life form. Neat office glasses.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
No, don't mind
It's
me.
unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Yup.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders, hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood? Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water
Special
Everart's
borscht.
plants, sweep office floor. All items on the list have been crossed out. The drawer slides shut. Finger pistols, 9mm.
Hell yeah.
Snap, snap, baby. Turns out guns aren't that much for protecting as they are for attacking people. If you want to protect people, really work for them, you have to whip out your signature dual 9mm Villiers finger pistols. Who needs real guns anyway? That conversation you just had? It would have gone better had you snapped those bad boys at them. Note, 9mm dual finger pistols do not count for an actual weapon in a gunfight.
But what if we used the finger pistols to shoot the body out of the tree? I'm just saying, we have options now.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friso. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover. To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International developments,
Arts and
Kunst und
culture.
Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
Let's look at the arts and culture.
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture.
That's in German.
As you leaf through this section, you come across
One should
several
give away
reviews
myself.
of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS.
CS. I think that is code for Kim Kitsuragi.
The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective.
Come on, what is this tip-top tournée?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll. This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer. You
Sounds
think
like a
you're
girl
settling
boss.
in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tournée.
Oh my gosh.
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism
She
of
is
its
the girl boss.
sponsorships. And then there's the practically criminal
It is
emphasis on
Twitter.
deadly motor crashes.
Who wrote this?
Oddly enough, this article has two bylines. Nasdaq
Good night, Barry.
Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka. Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity. Thus, the so-called tournée becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a fritter. And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for.
Pretty sure I like it for the racing.
Sure, you think that, but subconsciously, it's the visions of brand names being engulfed in flames that you crave. This flimsy magazine is right. Deep down, you know the only true stakes are life and glory, or death by fiery dismemberment. That's because you haven't been reading critically. But don't worry. The whole point of these sorts of articles is to let someone else read critically for you.
Kim, this article says that no one really watches Tip Top Tournay for the races.
Oh, come on. Can this article read your mind? Well, there you have it. No reason to get hung up on the pretentious ramblings of a few young men. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you. Unsurprisingly, much
Kim
of this
called him
section
out.
is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Dang communists should have killed a lot of them when they had the Jads. If it weren't for the wild pines, all those moochers would be out of a job. Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. Wouldn't it be better for everyone if labor and capital would reach some reasonable accommodation? Why should I care? This doesn't have anything to do with me.
The eternal problem, according to G. Martin, is that under capitalism, the worker is rendered incapable of perceiving their own agency or lack thereof. Thus, they tend to
It is a
experience
Stacy
their
moment,
own oppression
sorry.
as though it were happening to somebody else. You flip back to the front of the magazine, the table of contents.
I think. -1 drama, +1 visual calculus.
Wow, so someone's been a little boring.
What?
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
Look, I'm just trying to do my job. What is this exactly? Picking on me for not being crazy enough? At least in my concerns. Kim, am I boring? Kim?
You? I wouldn't worry about that.
See? You're so regular and vinyl brown, he doesn't even want to talk to you about it. No need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A very standard appeal.
Well, I like
Of course
standards.
you do. Maybe some regulations and a usual pistol to go with them. It's official. My lord's copper type is regular cop.
I'm Hobocop?
I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax.
No need to keep that announcement on standby for now. Wait, what will this do?
Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits. Good, of course. To outright declare yourself something does seem a bit too interesting now, doesn't it? I won't trouble you any further.
Yeah, go away, brain thoughts. The Dewey typewriter, the model's name is on the back. Every worker, a member of the board, is written on the top of the flyer. Hey, buddy!
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Evrard told you to help us with the body.
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior. Then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
But While I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
Okay.
See that they stay here the whole time.
What's up, ladies?
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Yeah, we're the law around here.
Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
I also wish that I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Evron's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too
I'm
small
an
for you?
unbelievably corrupt cop. That's none of your business.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. There, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today. And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Tim, what do you think about this?
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
How do you know there will be a next one?
There always is.
Race is reality.
Why are you not with the Hardy Boys?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him. He is usually more himself.
But you're all part of the Union, so there's more of it. What have you got against them?
Fine. They have recently fallen under the influence of a possibly sexually perverted female vagrant and a narcotics peddler. It's shameful. Find out for yourself, endomorphic blob.
Interesting.
What are those tattoos supposed to mean?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the fritter nearby.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
True, that is a noble cranium, but you got a hard noggin yourself.
You sure I'm not a craniometrically superior to you? Yeah! Yeah!
You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your jaw makes you look like a baby. This is not craniometry, just an observation.
Yeah, what
It is
else?
impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al-Ghul. From what remain of your features, I can see fleshy lips, baldness of the head, and long arms relative to lower limbs. This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. You are a common criminal, an offspring of murderers and sailors from Sur-la-Clé and Vesper, and possibly even the degenerate sheep herders of Ubi.
Interesting. So one of my ancestors was Sir Leclerc and the other best.
Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Rivasholians. Your parents and their parents made the decision to reproduce while under the influence of Al-Ghul. That is the only reason you are here.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober.
Let's go over that funky race classification. Let's not. You're fine. I don't need more education. Okay.
Damn, that felt good. Your heart's pounding nicely. You should tell people to fuck off more often.
Fuck yeah, motherfuckers.
Not as a general rule, but that one was justified. Better to get the lay of the land before telling people to fuck off.
I have no idea who Mananana is. Is it that guy that's sitting up there?
That's the spirit. Never forget. The whole world's a wooden house, and you're a goddamn flamethrower.
And you're a flamethrower. I'm selling this check first.
Is this about the questions again?
No.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the Union, sir. Anything else I can do for you?
That was easy. Worryingly so. Blow the whole thing on speed and gin.
Mananana.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Complete shit.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
You said it belonged to me. I was hoping that you could tell me. I don't know.
Of course. I got you. You don't know anything. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
There's something about a weasel, and it didn't sound like a local parlor weasel, if you know what I mean. I'm not opening this door for myself, I'm opening it for the working men. Not really doing this for political reasons.
Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else that I should know about this task, this weasel person?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for. The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
She's on the roof.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
His race mentor.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Don't you have someone else for this? Doctor? If we have someone else to cut shit up. Go
No,
ahead.
you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From autopsy to cleanup to social work. Everything.
Honorary
An
rank
honor
detective.
and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able. Usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is Lieutenant Detective.
Yes, I feel like
You
a
are.
detective.
Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now,
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
First, what exactly is field autopsy? Try to remove the dead man's boot.
I'm gone.
Where have you gone? I can see that you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
There's nothing funny about you. You are now. But who were you when you were
A
alive?
killer. A motherfucker. And a killer. Takes one to know one.
I have another question.
Go ahead, Cobbo.
Where have you
Into
gone?
the wild pale yonder. In the past. Way out in the west.
What is
What
happening?
do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions.
Why do I love questions
Because
so much?
you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Give me a comical
Coming right up, copperoonie Rooney. This sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
What?
Looking at my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
Maybe this will lead to something indescribable, unforeseen, miraculous.
The clown lips on the corpse appear to smile. Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
Who killed you?
Love did me in, Brother Cobo. It was love all along. Do I remind you of someone?
You don't remind me of anyone. A baby affected with harlequinism. Myself in the bathroom mirror.
There you go. Look at that bright kid. We're birds of a feather, you and I. Soon you will be just like me. Just keep drinking and having a good time. It's a matter of weeks. Feeling nausea, vomiting, tenderness or pain around the liver area, tiny red lines on the skin above waist level, more like days, Coppo. The clock is ticking. Your liver tells you so. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
Hey, Spooky, happy 4th of July.
Possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Damn it.
Right.
This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle.
Ask Kim to tell you about the case. Where is the rest of the armor? Ask Kuno. Okay, we'll ask Kuno. Find money for rent. Okay. We do set dues. What is the race enigma? Put an advanced idea into a 3 slot. Keep asking Joyce questions about reality or return later.
Yes? What do you want to know?
Literally anything about it.
Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now I remember. 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about
They
the
didn't
cult?
identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Of course, I understand everything now.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer. Good.
You seem to be following.
You missed a good show before. A kid came by and completely fucked the tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was porno!
By the way, Kipt is a racial slur.
Stop using the K word, it belongs to the past. Total retards use language like that. Congratulations, Kuno! Oh yeah, kids. But don't you mean... Desert. This is so superficial, kids. The race mystery runs deeper than you could ever understand. Believe me. I have listened to the doctrine.
Stop choking, Kuno! The faggot has got you in a chokehold!
Yeah, Kuno.
Kuno's not fucking choking. Like fuck you did. Kuno's gonna keep saying Kipt forever now. Kipt.
Oh, he's gonna choke himself.
Shit. The fuck did you want anyway? You got your fuck bag down. Now let's talk normal shit.
Yeah, let's have a normal conversation.
Shoot that shit at Kuno, pig-o-naught.
Oh my gosh. I was supposed to buy pants for you.
Kuno doesn't...
Kuno do care. Calm down. Are we not moving that body? Get the boots off his feet? Are we... I thought Kim was just like, you can't.
Fuck does
I
Kuno
gotta do the
care?
autopsy first.
The fuck about it?
Where are the rest of his
Kuno
armor?
doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
Oh, come on. He's just pretending that he doesn't care because he's too small for the armor.
Get the fuck out of here trying to fuck on me with that midget shit. Kuno's 12. He's huge. What are you? Fucking 80. When Kuno's 80, Kuno can fit 4 of you in Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Trying to fuck on Kuno. Fuck out of here.
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea. Yeah? That shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate. Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
He means Manana, the laid-back striker at the gates.
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs.
Kuno Day?
Kuno's doing pity now.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility.
Fuck are you talking about?
You're throwing rocks.
What is this contusion shit?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
It is Charity Day. Contusion is a bruise. I'm talking about marks on the corpse.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing? This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here.
You hear the lieutenant hum.
You're testing Kuno.
Get lost.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Kuno obviously cares.
The rotting man. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Actually, it appears I have.
Fine. It's a 3-part form to be filled out on the scene by the detectives responsible. One takes notes, the other dictates. The goal is to establish cause of death.
Do we need a scalpel?
A scalpel is not always required. I hope this is one of those cases. Latex gloves are, however.
Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay, I'll take it like
And
a man.
hygienically,
I have gardening gloves.
they are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
Okay, where should I take notes?
Yes, you see, the field autopsy form is the one on red copier paper.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Assistant.
That's you.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
KK57. That. Next.
A.
NA. Next.
Damper.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
the corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook. Teeming with opportunistic microorganisms, letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound. Your eyes turn watery.
Mondial. Subgroup Occidental, as per your observation.
The pudgy mess looks neither mondial nor occidental. It doesn't even look human. The next line says,
Fucky fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th, 51. What else? 9.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
agree. Lividity pointed to a lynching.
Then again, the right lividity is easy to produce if you know what you're doing.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then,
we should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copy paper tries to answer why.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a triggered mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
I'm prepared.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Good thing that we got
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact.
No! It's gonna happen, see?
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him.
It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
This is the body of a soldier, a mercenary.
Mm-hmm. We have a real museum here. Of battles. Last item. Hands. Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
You don't even have a joke.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. And respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth. Hepatobiliary, Na. Same for toxicology and serology, Na. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 feels. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
About the injuries that we have inflicted.
Oh, so we inflicted them? Okay, so there's a spin-stabilized munition from a Kiel A990 muzzleloader lodged in his lung. I don't think we should mention that. Better not to muddy the waters.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries. Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Opinion, fatal injury.
Fatal injury by seagulls?
No, the grade school. Okay, it's not fatal.
Yes, it's... That's right.
Postmortem.
What's next? So,
Contusions.
the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Right. Next. A
Ligature.
dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. Then, given the state of decay here, I consider establishing the victim's ethnicity a minor success. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse.
Search the body. Let's bag him.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
Do you think we missed something? Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast. It would have to be industrial in size. Let's start by asking Gart at the Whirling in Rags and the Fritz store down at the gates. If they don't know, but only if all else fails.
Fuck are you looking at, Beano man? You want a piece of the Kuno? Wanna get fucked?
Only if all else fails. This is one task we cannot sideline. With every hour, whatever we are looking for will become harder to find.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
For an XP for every orb clicked, all intellectual learning caps raised by 1. Hey, we got past him without being a racist, so there was that. Hey, we had 2 skill points. Do we want to learn something? Do we want to learn apricot? What do we want to learn? Oh, we were going to learn rigorous self-critique. That's right. Let's go. White morning. You see yourself above. You pass out on the blue tiles of the hostel room. Even from this distance, you can see the eyelids flutter at the mention of what? A great white object, letting out its sweet smell. Like a lily of the valley, the little man's forgotten its name, but still remembers the feeling of looking. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. I have no idea what this is. Let's go find a place for that body. And go talk to some people. Like Titus and Manana. We need a place for the body first, though. Give us your fridge.
Can I help you?
Here.
Got the 20 round. Good. You got the...
How could anyone forget, asshole?
Yes. For the dead body. You want to put a dead corpse into my fridge, right?
Yes.
Correct him.
No, we want to put a very important dead body in your fridge.
Well, I have a fridge, and you're not putting it here.
Why?
Because this is a culinary establishment, not a morgue. I can't believe you even asked me.
It would only be for...
Lieutenant, you too? You're asking too?
Yes.
No. The answer is no. I will not turn this place into some kind of macabre circus.
Let's go talk to the freight clerk.
Screw you, old man. I even paid for my room up front, but no.
Is this about the questions again?
No, you're in the fridge.
Right behind you.
I need you to store clothes.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not joking.
Okay. It wouldn't even fit, you know.
Now that I'm looking at it, maybe a glass-doored fridge in a public grocery store isn't the best option for storing a corpse.
I guess you're right. Plus, the fridge is too small.
Okay.
Well, now what, Kim? What do we do with that body?
Yes?
Someday. You gotta talk to this man. Again.
Hold on, Wandering Man. How can I help
told
you?
us that you were supposed to know about armor.
The little boy had the good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not...
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes. I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, but okay. Let's find all of it.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you. No problem. If you...
I mean, maybe. The plan was to do something with that body before, you know... I have no idea if it's genuinely like it's gonna rot. And if we should call somebody in for that. There's a bowl. It's back. Photos of men in overalls.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Do not let their squeals disturb your serenity. These are but simple peasants, sire.
The chatter is too inane to reach your ears. Raise your chin and gaze into the distance like a prince.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Shanky.
Oh, he was a real
You
pretty
should probably
boy.
be careful around
Hanging
that
up
guy.
there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Container belt, like we use in the harbor? Because we took it from the harbor where we worked. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
We did this together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away. It's too simple.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Called the shots that night. When did the hanging incident occur?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy boy. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
I don't have to. One of them was more complicit than the others. Address Titus. No, but seriously, who called the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
The biggest animal dominates the herds. I'm guessing the biggest one. Clearly. You know, it could be your art. He seems like the type.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fella?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man. You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus.
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Not in the arresting mood?
A fearful readiness, like an electrical charge, raises hairs in the room. By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. While the little rat-faced man reaches into his sleeve, there's a knife in there. Some of the others reach for their belts. Their eyes are light.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for...
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
He enforced the law. You killed him. Honestly, I drink so much that I really can't remember who I sent to bars.
Rest assured, lawman. None worse than our guy. He got what was coming to him. Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it?
He stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
He was disrespected.
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Kohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Right. But what did he actually do wrong? Hold on, how do you even know that he was in the Special Forces?
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm one of these goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Sire, the tale is true.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning. To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Liver Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. "Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt?" Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Is this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, you said? Okay, then.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
There's something odd here.
Right, but who did he rape then? This is a serious
No.
allegation.
You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
He understood what you were doing, taking inventory of them.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy Boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Angus.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Are they profane because
Too
they're
late.
poor?
You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture. Good. You could take another look at the tracks in the yard, on the crime scene.
We're gonna fail this.
See if they fit this bunch. Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
First, tell me someone's been raped, then you don't say who. I'm the only thing keeping this town from going to hell. Turn to Lieutenant Kim. I need your gun. Oh.
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent. And you're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
How about we don't do that, though?
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, all right? We took the law, handled it.
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
I guess we're both the law around here. If you start thinking about it, you're not the law, I'm the law. Ooh.
No, asshole. You're nobody.
Stop yelling about the goddamn law in my establishment! We get it! You're all the law!
Let's just all cool off. We had some questions, that's all.
Go away, Titus. Loser. Bridge the victim. Here you would.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46.
Oh my
Just
gosh,
like
look at
Titus
them
was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick. Titus Hardy. Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash. 5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something? 8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy Boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here. That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary? Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy Boy. Wonder who he is. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor? Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent. 200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy Boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes. I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy.
I mean, the rat-faced
yes,
one?
Well, he did look a bit like a rat, you're right. Do you think those prints belong to him?
Yes.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
Kuno, tell me about a fridge.
Fuck does Kuno care? For the fuck imp. Good thing you asked the Kunmeister. Kuno knows a fridge.
The Kunmeister?
Perfect for freezing.
I thought you would. Tell me
Bacon
when.
Man's in a rush. But what's in it for the Kuno? What's the return on Kuno's investment? Kuno's clock's not doing shit. Kuno's got a fuckload of time.
There's nothing on his wrist.
Don't believe him, Kuno. He just wants to use your fridge.
By killing in his territory, someone has openly challenged Kuno. It's in his best interest to put them in their place.
Some arrogant shit thinks he can kill in Kuno's kingdom without asking Kuno first? That sounds like lawlessness to me.
A dark flame smolders in Kuno's eyes as he ponders your argument. Wordless, like kings do.
This outlaw's fate is in your hands. Let's make an example of him. Help me locate him using the fridge body technology.
All right, Kuno hears you. See that shit house over there?
Yeah.
A cold comes over you as you glance behind him
I see
at the crumbling colossus there.
Big tall
You gotta
one.
get in that shit. In there deep.
How do you mean in there deep?
Check the fucking basement, pig. Don't you know anything? Always check the fucking basement, recon style. There's a giant fridge down there. Fucking will fit, no problem. Through the bookstore, you gotta beg the book bitch. Used to be you could get in there through the doorbell, jam that shit. Book bitch changed that. Kuno doesn't beg, so Kuno doesn't go there anymore. Yeah, book bitch, beggar. You stupid or something?
He means the bookstore. We have to ask. Plaisance is the mother of the little girl peddling books on the plaza. We have to ask Plaisance in the store.
Impressive note-keeping, Lieutenant.
See, the cloud gets it. Listen to your four-eyed friend. You didn't hear it from Kuno, pig. But don't forget where you heard it from.
Kuno owns you now, pig. You're Kuno's property.
So?
He told me that you promised to sick the pigs on him. He said to thank you. Wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor anyway. He said you were now the king of the entire Jamrock? Do we want to ingratiate him or do we want to threaten him?
North Jamrock? Kuno meant everything north of 881. The rooster fucked Kuno's words up. Kuno doesn't do south. Doesn't fuck with the madre.
Kuno said you're fat ass running around like jello.
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on. What is this? Trying to be cool with your new asshole? Kuno was just being nice to you. You got fucked bad. Now limp the fuck out of it. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno doesn't fucking...
I think Kuno does care. Oh, look, we can get another. Do we have... You can probably wait. Or we can get apricot scents. Because otherwise we can do this. Apparently Harry is fruity over fishy. Stunned with immense panache. We'll wait and see if I need to get some stuff upgraded. Because we gotta apparently get in here and get over there. Behind the,
Hello again, esteemed officer.
Oh, so there's a huge
And welcome to
fridge in
Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. A fridge? No, I don't know anything about a fridge. Aren't you interested in books?
For whatever reason, she's lying to you about the fridge. Seems like you have to find your own way to the cellar.
Sit behind this door. Behind the spooky door.
Several maps have been. The maps look old and faded.
Don't care about your freaking maps. Book collection of national recipes. Hey, child.
Hello again, sir.
I was hoping that you would,
An old call box with a matrix. This button.
Huh. This button looks new.
Silence. No, nothing happens. Silence. Silence. Looks like someone has
answer
melted
me.
half the plastic off with a lighter. You wait. You ring the. All you hear. You ring the door. Just seeing the words Andro Orlando gets you hear the same waiting room music. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
put a skill on conceptualizing. Where is conceptualizing? Right here.
Just an ordinary wall.
No, still
Nothing
impossible.
to see here. Yeah.
Why must we stop to look at this wall?
I don't know. Okay.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some. You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. The sound of the key turning still echoes in the yard. Hopefully no one heard. Good job. Let's go now. As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving.
I feel like I need to deal with the body before I go in there. Does this door go into that other area?
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid ground and a proper posture if you want to succeed. Steady breathing. Solid core. You've got this. With one shoulder forward, you're ready to smash into the door. The room is dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish, but the path to the door is clear. It's made of a solid block of wood.
Kim, what do you think?
Yes?
You don't got anything.
Hello again, esteemed officer. and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biography.
I feel like that's the only way. Because it's attached to the back of the house. And it would go in there. It has to go in there. The question is, do I lose Kim for the rest of the day? Or do I try breaking down that door? Check the fridge in the commercial building across from Whirling.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Very well.
You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take one more try to break.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
Oof, cop. Freeze dirtbags. Hands up now. Fuck it, it hurts. Smash the door. Smash into the door. Well, it looks like I'm smashing into the door either way. What's up, Kim?
What is this place?
It's an adventure! It's the Netherland beyond the veil. Looks like a gym. No idea, Kim. My head hurts.
I think you're right, though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do.
Sure, buddy. Smells like leather and sweat. Worn out wall bars.
A barbell lies on the floor. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Hey, Kim, this is dangerous. Watch me lift it.
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions.
A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbells to the floor.
Good technique.
Thank you, Kim. I appreciate impressing you. Hallway is blocked. Animals, wild stare in the dark, stuff mounted. Large demijohn. Mannequins. Airship rotator covered in spider webs. I think I have radio signals right now. Guys, what am I doing to myself right now? Am I in danger?
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
Okay.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other. That's a good question.
What a strange leap of imagination, and yet they failed. How sad. That's just speculation.
Reality is ruthless.
I'm gonna get...
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
I know that
What
light.
he means
I did not
is
get a
that
word
these
count in
things
today.
cost money. Why would anyone just leave it behind?
But we are looking for a fridge, and we are pressed for time, so...
On the other hand, it's not that I'm not interested in abandoned radio computers. This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
Maybe the body has stopped decomposing somehow. I don't know.
Is the lieutenant a little scared? Just now when he looked around. You can always do it after the fridge.
Yeah, we'll do it after the fridge.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes. Like some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here. The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. The full text reads, Heat Death of the Universe is the new black. Another note says, the biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine.
Morphine is cozy.
A much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, the heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic, translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a Welkin. One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
One of them is a Welkin supremacist. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Political commentary. That one has a great beard too. Just look at those details. So much effort.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid. The grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Your eyes glide.
Actually, I feel like...
Your flashlight, some of the writing has... This, it looks a bit... As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner.
Anyway. Oh, there's a door.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly, and the whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic. History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Cost of airwidth alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Scribbled across the notebook, developer's most advanced RPG universe ever. Money. And some more magnesium. Ooh, there's the fridge.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. This ice bear is a hyper carnivore. Be careful. This must be the fridge you were told about. Look inside. See if it's big enough for the corpse. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Of course, a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Just what we were looking for.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough, too. Shall we go and get the body, then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
The two of you, easily. The body is heavier than you expected and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the bed. Then 10 more to stuff it into the fridge.
Okay, it was
The
making
lieutenant
noise.
takes
I
a
thought it was
step
gonna
back.
fail.
Beautiful. A dead body in a nice bear fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done.
You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites.
No, not really. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in a nice bear fridge. This story does not leave this room.
It's art. We are artists, and this is our vision. People will need to hear about it. We did our best with the means at our disposal.
Did we though? Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Take him away.
Your arms reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
What is this?
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent. The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up, tissue damage, wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem. Yes, that's what this part is called. You've seen the drawings. You've studied them. The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never would. The funk soul brother at the back of his head has gone dark forever. Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry
His
wound
mouth
isn't
is a black
wide enough
hole.
for the rest of your hand to... All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him. Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper, until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. the edges cut right into your skin. The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
Feel a solid object right under the skull. How did I fail the easy roll?
You push your hand further in. Whatever is in there keeps rolling between your fingers as you beckon it to come out.
Help me, Kim. Help me with your dainty hands.
Out comes his small folding knife. The lieutenant moves its blade across the man's skull, searching for the exit wound.
Withdraw your hand 4 centimeters, please.
With a crack, he punches the knife in the skull. Then, one more time, and one more, until the bone comes loose, like eggshell. Inside, you feel the jelly move from his poking.
Can you push it out?
A small flower of metal blossoms from the man's head, followed by your finger.
A bullet. Unknown caliber. Rifled. You may remove your hand from the victim's head now, officer. Here's your prize. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound? Opinion, fatal injury. And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Treatment, officer, is an attempt to manipulate the body after death, to hide the real cause with a false cause. In this case, this injury here. Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead. I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, full-heartedly. Well, no more.
I think I need to wash myself. Why would anyone do?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here? That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
I think I need to wash myself.
You really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rise should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Maybe the bullet holds more
Yes,
answers?
we should take a closer look at it.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day. Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks, and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
Can I send him away after I talk to the dude at 9 o'clock? We'll come back. We'll come back, Kim. I feel like I want you for talking to the cigarette guy. You talk to cigarette guy alone.
The bear's
Well,
eyes
Kim,
are
I
still
will just-
glowing red. It's guarded
Go ahead.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. You will never own the full set now. Oh well, in another lifetime.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands.
The bear, is that you? Hey, I was still in there. What the frick is still on my head? Am I cursed? Am I for real cursed? No. This is, where the frick am I? I was not done in that basement. I should have finished in that basement. We're gonna conceptualize some more. So I can try to see through that wall. I don't know what's on my head. It's been there since I went in the basement. Well, since I went in here, yeah, here, yeah. Okay, I wanted to finish seeing in here. I felt like there was more.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it a lush layer. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be still. It's good to have this dirt on you. It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs, the echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them. Maybe it's coming from somewhere upstairs, or maybe you're just hungover again.
Money.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. Something close to you dies with a soft... Somewhere, a machine hums along with the current.
Cellar window, people's feet shuffling in the street. This is over here. Two rusty rifles.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall.
So there's a
It's too dark to see in. There is. Inside, it's nothing but gloomy blackness. Better not stick your head inside. Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spider webs, rummaging around. You find a number of rusty rifles hidden away. Most of them are ugly and inoperable, but a single rifle catches your eye. It's a bolt action with a fine woodstock. An old Belmagrave rifle, Revolutionary era, prized for its reliability more than its accuracy.
I feel like I
The
could have
rest are
accidentally
probably
shot my
Belmagraves
hand off
too,
right there.
just too damaged to be identified. A fit service weapon for a fit officer. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around Martinez. This is an interesting coincidence. Could prove useful in some way. You don't know how yet, but it might be useful down the road. This is a good find. Really justifies coming down here.
Someone has some busted guns beneath the ceiling. Wash off the death smell. When I go back to my room, we will work on that, maybe. Oh. Can do that right now. Theoretically. Oh my gosh, go inside, sir. Am I drunk just all the time now? drama. Physical instrument, and then the drama. Oh my gosh. Can I even? I must be able to.
This is not the cleanest bathtub in the world, but it's cleaner than you are.
Yes.
That soap scum smell. It smells like life, at least compared to you. The bathtub slowly fills with water. The water beckons. The water is only lukewarm, but still comforting, like amniotic fluid. A few beer cans are bobbing up and down along your flanks, like sad duckies. Now you are alone with your thoughts in the tub, but it's easier than being alone with your thoughts outside the tub. They're not even really thoughts, just assorted sensations, none of them acute enough to focus on. You see the corpse, you can still smell the cadaver on you. It's going to take more than one bath to get rid of that stench. Then, houses along a narrow street, a video rental, darkness on the planet's curvature. Your fingers grow pale and are covered with tiny whirls as the water cools. What are you doing? You're not some fat fish in a fucking aquarium. The waterline recedes as you...
A new point skill.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face in the mirror, adorned with the expression.
Love and be loved by drugs. Well, I don't know what's whirring around my head right now. Gonna try not to worry about it. Let's pretend everything is fine. I got a basement to go and explore.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Yeah, why?
You can put another one on conceptualizing. Let's go. Don't know why.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see. Yeah.
Oh
why?
My gosh. I don't know why I'm trying to see that wall.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure.
Can I put
a
the
little
racist
ring.
mug up there?
Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. There's something disdainful in the way the curves and lines of the bodies were drawn. It looks like the artist is celebrating diversity, but underneath, he's just making fun of these people.
I don't see these as stereotypes. I think they are honest acknowledgments of differences. I don't think I like the owner of this apartment.
No one's telling you to like him. You might learn something from him, though.
What about your yellow man mug in his
Yes,
hair?
your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here.
Hell yeah.
The same humor, the same mocking lines, an interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes.
Is this really the
Clues
same
have a
person?
way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Who knows? Could be. But this clothes in a trash lead doesn't really seem like it's going anywhere. Still, good thing to keep in mind.
The room smells disinfected. Covered lips here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with bulky muscles. I got a shirt. Hello. Kind of let's see. conceptualization and suggestion. We got this shirt and we got the Mormon shirt. We got this stuff. Just highlight and interfacing. Half light, whatever. What do you do? Picks locks. Oh my gosh, I look like a monster with those yellow gloves. What the heck? Look what happens. Oh my gosh. Book titled The Hidden World of Walking Sticks lies open. You can almost feel the warmth of the red
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty. This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle. It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Bow down before the flag, don't bow.
The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's
drawing. I'll take your magnesiums. I'm a magnesium-based life form. Small suitcase.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf.
Alright, Joyce, I've been meaning to talk to you.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and on the water around you.
I could use a coat like that. The rain is freezing. Oh, and I got that metal ball thing, too, from the gym. I can go take to that old man.
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. The company makes them for offshore platform personnel. Very sturdy. What I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. You have. And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Finally, time to choose sides.
He's a beautiful man, beautiful and just. Everett is a hero of the workers' movement. He's a champion I've sworn fealty to. He's a bloated rainbow socialist. I can do business with him. For a socialist, he's reasonable. He is not the champion I have chosen, that I wish to swear fealty to you and the cause of capital. I have a feeling the international community does not approve of him. It is not important. If I liked him, I was doing my job.
Of course, Detective. Excuse me for implying otherwise.
That rainbow.
I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. However, if you felt like passing some information, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural.
Joyce, give me
We
money.
would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Tell her she'll like you for it.
Oh. That's so helpful of him. So very, very helpful. And how is that going? Do you have any leads on that gun? Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else? Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Okay, I'm gonna go give that old man... Oh, I'm gonna see if I can give that old man the ball. And then, it looks like we'll be talking to Mr. Smoking Guy next week. See, he wasn't down here, right? Was he? No.
I have... Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day? Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
Really, you know absolutely nothing?
No, I'm sorry. And I really would like to assist. You are a good guy, officer. I can see that.
Then help him, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the ghost caviar in the Union. Someone must know something.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip.
I figured
everyone knows and respects that.
Odd. He doesn't seem to be lying, but there's something off here.
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history. Only heard about it years later, when it had already moved on. You don't know history.
The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. There he stands, proud, rigid and alone, like a cracking marble statue.
What a prick. Thank you, officer, for being a consummate professional. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time. I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food.
That's fair.
Nothing personal.
The only one you have.
Suddenly you realize how hungry you are. The last time you ate must have been, God knows when, aeons ago. Probably when you were still a child. The sandwich looks like a culinary wonder. Well made and abundant in components. The author sure knew their craft. In addition to the obvious slice of ham, a fat one, you notice a brim of a tomato peeking from below. And is that mayonnaise?
Oh, that's good. That's very good. You must have other business then?
I'm not gonna bother that man for his sandwich.
Vigilance officer? What can this old carry beneath? What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now. No need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
The best, huh? This isn't even a bull. But it's a Belle McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading. Revachol made. Good weapon. Accurate and reliable.
His moves are quick and precise as he first checks the weapon, then aims it at the sea. This man knows firearms intimately.
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her? I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find. Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights.
Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Why are you on leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
It's his heart.
You're working your shift then.
No
Not
one.
working your shift, so who's?
The boss has been on man since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
Container yard is
Yes.
guarded?
It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
So it doesn't matter if it's
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiners' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His work...
Wage work at the dead end, wage slave. Proudly hold out the tear bag.
Yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
Did I not bring
The
you
lady
things?
is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
Well. Some things are... We didn't even have the option to buy the fallen pants anymore. And you can get your hands on some performance gear. Keep asking Joyce questions about reality. Sing karaoke. Strange doors and whirling, no one knows where they lead. Find a secret passageway. Who made calls reporting to crime? Call Sylvie using Kim's shortwave and ask, well, Kim is gone till tomorrow. Ask around about tattoos. There is something she wants to tell you. You just have to present her with your badge to hear it. Or perhaps if you did her a favor that she could waive off the formality. This case needs an official name. Go to your inventory and interact with the damaged ledger. How have I not done that yet? Who else authorized access to the trash? Find a person and you'll know who tampered with it. Track your badge. Find booze and drink it. Where is the ledger? That's like what they did to Philip.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker.
Who's the
Please
illiterate
take it
ginger
home,
kid?
ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself, if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf. The note does not specify. Are you serious? You sure you don't want to hazard a guess here, Detective? Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box? The note doesn't specify. It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy. According to the note, someone named Sulislav. Someone who owns a radio computer, one might assume. It does, but who might that be? The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. The squished little thing has no idea. I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet. That sounds like something a police detective would do. First, you should learn all you can about this little guy. Then find the gun that shot it and the person that gun belongs to. The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter. It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound. You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. What's interesting about the bullet thus far? A jacketed bullet, which would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzle loader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez. Very interesting. You have an unusual military-grade bullet in your hand. Now all you need is to find a gun that could fire it. A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique, or a retrofitted antique. The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber. No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war, so there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling. Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order. Back at the station, the lieutenant is standing at a counter, diligently filling out paperwork to hand over to a tired records clerk. You should share your findings with him as soon as possible.
Well, I obviously should have looked at that sooner. Where's the case that it...
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Oh, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Forget about it for now.
To be honest, you have little to no idea. You're dumb and alone. Somewhere, not here. The helpful Lieutenant Kitsuragi is making notes in his blue notebook.
So what you're saying
He
is I
tilts
shouldn't
it
wait
ever
to
so
look at any of
slightly.
this until
A
I get
glowing
Kim back.
rectangle catches the light. He could advise you with this. The next moment, a bunch of sodden...
Okay, we'll come back to the ledger. We'll drink, maybe.
Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Light reflects off the green
Well,
glass
Kim
of
is
the
not here to be
Commodore Red.
disappointed.
The gods have been generous. Better pop it open before they change their mind. Wow, the gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it. There's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back. Fine. We're not worried. You'll crawl back to this bottle soon enough.
You've passed up your chance to start drinking alcohol for now, but don't worry. The option to start drinking becomes available again in 2...
Option. Do I have to drink alcohol again? I was just trying to get rid of that option over here. Anyway. That be it. That didn't say it, right? Yeah. That is it. So, see you next week for the continuation of this. Other than remembering to go and see the guy who is smoking, I don't know, and getting Kim back, because clearly, hopefully, theoretically, we should be getting to the next day and Kim should come back, because we need him. Thank you for hanging out. We made it around Measurehead without becoming a racist temporarily, so thank goodness. Thank you for joining me, and I guess the consensus has it we are fruity. Have a good night. Don't die.